Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 ways that mindfulness can help you live in the present. The benefits of mindfulness are so life-changing, and it's really important that you get better at living in the present because it's the actions that you take right now in this present moment that are going to determine your results in the future. Also, I cannot proceed without first mentioning that time is an illusion. Physicists have shown that everything that ever happens right now, and that time is simply an illusion of human memories. So it is never the past, it is also never the future, and the only thing that we ever really have is right now. So our entire life is essentially a continual series of moments that are right now. So the past doesn't exist, the future also doesn't exist, and all that we ever really have is now. The reason I bring all of this up is because mindfulness is all about refocusing your attention on the present moment. So I really like to think of mindfulness as a way of life and as something that you really just kind of start to adopt as a part of who you are and as a part of how you go about every single day. Because, for example, if you notice that your mind is wandering and focusing too much on the future, like this is what I have a tendency to do, you can simply recognize that that's happening and then simply redirect your attention back onto the present moment. The reason this is really powerful is because if you're always thinking about the future, that also means that you're not actually taking any actions or any steps in the present to help you reach that future goal of yours. Similarly, if you're thinking about the past all the time, it's really easy to become unhappy because you're not able to enjoy the present moment. And this is what happens when you feel nostalgic. With nostalgia, you're focusing only on the good things that happened in the past, and so that can make you feel like your current reality isn't good enough, or at least isn't as good as it used to be. With nostalgia specifically, our minds are only focusing on the positive aspects of the past and are completely ignoring or failing to remember all of the bad stuff or all of the not so great stuff that was actually happening at the same time as whatever memory that you're glorifying in your mind. So as you can see, if you're always focusing on your past or your future, you're actually completely missing out on the only time that you do have, which is right now. So let's now dive into more ways that mindfulness can help you live more in the present. Number 1 is that mindfulness techniques literally train your brain to focus on the present. By practicing mindfulness techniques, you're training your brain to become more aware of your current environment, your current feelings, your current thoughts, your current sensations in your body and in your mind. And by training your brain to practice noticing these things over time, your mind will actually stop wandering so much into the past and into the future, and your natural state of being as you go about your day will just to be naturally to focus on the present moment that you're currently experiencing. When you practice mindfulness, you are training your brain to focus more on the present moment, and this truly is a skill that you really do start to develop. And it's an awesome skill to have because when you're able to focus more on the present moment, you're able to be more present when you're spending time with your friends and your family, and this also allows you to just become more aware of your environment and your surroundings. So having this one skill of being able to actually focus on the present can truly transform the relationships in your life. Number 2 is that mindfulness changes your perception of the world. This is one of my favorite benefits of mindfulness because through practicing mindfulness, you learn to be so much more aware of all of the amazing things that actually do exist in your present moment, which just makes going about your day and living day-to-day life so much more enjoyable. Now, when I go about my day, I'm honestly in awe of pretty much everything. I'm always noticing how beautiful the sky is. Like, I'm always just really fascinated by the way people act and the way people react to things. So, for example, if like somebody cuts me off in traffic, I don't get pissed off anymore. Now I'm just like, whoa, how interesting. I wonder what must be going through that person's mind right now. Just start observing people as you go about your day. Notice people who are sitting down and having coffee, notice people who are standing in line, and just think about how amazing that is. Because once you start observing your life through the lens of knowing that like this moment that you're in right now is like the only real moment that you have, it really starts to make even the most mundane things so much more fascinating. It also becomes super trippy and really interesting once you start to really understand that everyone in the world is experiencing the same right now all at the same time. So here I am in California filming this YouTube video, and yet there's people on the other side of the world in Tokyo going about their daily lives at this very moment. Actually, they might be sleeping in Tokyo. I'm not really sure what time it is there, but regardless, it's like all happening everywhere right now. Am I the only one who finds this to be so mind-blowing? I just think it's so trippy. So if you think it's trippy too, tell me in the comments so that I know I'm not the only one. So next time you're out in public, just pause and like observe everything that's going on around you. Take in the wonder of it all, because life becomes so much more exciting when you go about each day like this. Number 3 is that mindfulness helps you be more productive. And this here is so true, and I will best illustrate this through a personal example. Recently, I had all these things that I wanted to get done, but I was feeling so overwhelmed, and just thinking about all of them was making me freak out. But because I've been practicing mindfulness, I was able to pause and redirect my attention back on the present moment and start to analyze my emotions and start to analyze why I was feeling overwhelmed. And when I did that, I was able to notice that the reason I was overwhelmed is because I was focusing so much on everything that I wanted done in the future. But because I was focusing so much on the future, I was feeling frozen in the present and not actually taking any steps forward to reach my end goal. Through mindfulness, I was able to realize that all I need to do is pick one thing, focus on it until it's done, and then move on to the next. So that's the great thing about mindfulness, because it allows you to actually concentrate on that one thing you're trying to do. And when you're able to do that without your mind wandering to a bunch of different places, you end up getting that done even faster, which means at the end of the day, you can be even more productive. The 4th thing is that mindfulness helps you appreciate your current circumstances. One really awesome and really simple mindfulness practice is to write down a few things that you're grateful for every morning before starting your day. And when you do this, you're training your brain to be present in the morning instead of getting wrapped up in social media, your texts, your emails, and like your work stuff. And the reason it's so important to do this in the morning is because you want to start your day with the intention to be mindful and with the intention to be present. And that's why mindfulness helps you just appreciate your current circumstances more. Oh yeah, so when you take the time to be present and really appreciate and acknowledge everything that you're grateful for in the morning, even if the only thing that you have to be grateful for is that you woke up that day, it really just allows you to be more present and appreciate everything that you have right now. What I do every morning so that I actually remember to be grateful and present and mindful when I start my day is I actually got this journal. It's called the 5-Minute Journal, and it's super awesome, and I'm really into it right now. So if you want to check it out, I'll link it up in the description box below. One other thing that I do to practice living in the moment and like appreciating every second that I have is that in public, whenever I walk through like sliding doors or just like any door, I actually like open up my arms and I put my head back, and it feels so good. And I actually learned this at a Tony Robbins event, but it really just makes you feel so good during the day. So I want to know, will you try this? Will you try like opening up your arms next time you walk through a door in public? So let me know in the comments and let me know how it feels. But like, just make sure to like look around so you don't accidentally like smack somebody. On a more serious note, if you're going through something really difficult right now and your circumstances are tough, mindfulness has at least helped me realize that when I'm going through something difficult, it's allowed me to kind of take a step back and recognize that whatever I'm going through right now is going to make for a really powerful story someday. And that someday I'm going to be able to look back on this and also be able to inspire people that if I can get through it, so can they. And so mindfulness really does just help you appreciate your present moment more, even if it's something that's really difficult. Number 5 is that mindfulness puts you in tune with your breathing, your breath. Your breath is one of the simplest and most powerful ways to stay focused on the here and now. And this one's actually really, really important. And most people never even pause to consciously pay attention to their inhale and their exhale. And I mean, it's a good thing that we don't have to, because that would be a lot of effort. So thank you, subconscious mind, for keeping my lungs breathing without my conscious awareness. But when you do start to focus on your breathing, this is one of the most beneficial things that you can do for your overall overall physical and mental health. When you breathe intentionally and really focus on the breath flowing in and out of your lungs, you can actually sync your brain waves with your heartbeat, and this puts the body into an energetic balance. So by focusing on the air flowing in and out of your lungs, this also slows your mind down, and it ends up relaxing both your mind and your body. So this is one of the quickest ways to help make yourself feel better. And when you slow down your mind, this makes it easier for you to actually focus on the present moment. And it's also a really great reminder that right now in this very moment, you're okay. Also, if you want to learn more about mindfulness, make sure you check out my other videos, which I'll link up in the cards over here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and also hit the notification bell down below so that you're the first to get notified every time I upload new videos to my channel. Remember, you can transform your mind and your life. I believe in you, and I'll see you in the next one.